There are job losses now. And it used to be only in IT, but now the job losses are everywhere, including industry. These robots are on a tear, man. Okay, so it says weaker hiring outlook for 2026 graduates. These are even people that have done the things right, that have even gone to college and graduated. Some did the same engineering I've been telling you guys about.
All right, time now for the Executive Edge and a dismal hiring outlook for the graduating class of 2026. The National Association of Colleges and Employers is out with new survey data. More than half of 183 employers surveyed rate the job market for new graduates as poor or fair. That's the weakest outlook since the...
I did a video about this almost 8 months ago. My channel I wasn't doing live streams then, I was doing long form videos. I did a video about this. And I said that we're looking for 2 SAP engineers that we couldn't hire in the US. We couldn't find people because everybody's staying put at their organization. Nobody wants to move to a new organization and then they'll get laid off, right? There's no seniority. 2 months into the job search, we couldn't find people. And my company is very big on DEI. So they were probably hoping to get some minorities in. Couldn't find nobody. You know what we did as a team? We took those 2 jobs to the Philippines, and those guys are still working with us till this very day. And we saved the company a lot of money. So these companies are now outsourcing these jobs sometimes to Accenture in India or to the Philippines. And even if you've built the skill for it, you might not get an entry-level job because these entry-level jobs are no longer here. So the focus should be for minority communities is to build online streams like this where you talk strategy on how to help your people stay employed. If you already have a job, then we're saying, hey, what skills can you add to your current job so that you stay relevant? Because if you can stay relevant, you're going to ride this storm. I think this will be a tough storm for the next 3 years before all that inflation money goes back to the Fed, right? Because remember, there was a lot of money that was pumped into this country during COVID. Until that money goes back and gets through a burn cycle in the Federal Reserve through high interest rates, there's still so much money in circulation that this inflationary pressure is going to stay. And because the Fed is so scared about the job outlook, they're being forced to cut even though they're not supposed to cut. So they're cutting the interest rates right now, not because the numbers or the data suggest that they should. They're just doing it to support the job market because the jobs are just going. And it's becoming even more and more difficult to get a job once you get laid off. I'll play you guys some TikToks of people that have not found jobs now 2 years in. So this problem has been going on for some time now. You guys have to be careful, fellas, man. I keep saying this. Spend all your energy on Tariq Nasheed. You got it coming.
The first year of the pandemic. Companies said the uncertain economic outlook has paused some hiring and shifted preferences to recruits with experience compared to straight out of college. Some executives also warned about the potential for AI to take over more tasks that new graduates would typically do. Okay,
so I talked about the outsourcing of jobs to third parties and to foreign countries, right? So you're worried about immigrants here. Now the immigrants don't even have to move here. They're sending the jobs to them where they are sitting, okay? And then artificial intelligence. It's not just the office and entry-level jobs, like she just said. AI is also kicking butt. We have robots, okay? So I'm in pharmaceuticals. My company has robots in some of our distribution centers in Houston and here in Louisville, Texas. We have robots that are already packing and unpacking stuff right now as we speak. And they keep deploying more and more of these robots, okay? Each robot can take up the job of 100 people. And whenever I look at our distribution centers, like we get company emails. So, when they're doing anniversaries and they're taking group pictures, it's usually Hispanics and Blacks that take these distribution center jobs. And my corporation pays good. I think they pay $24, $25 for these distribution jobs. A lot of those jobs are going to go away. Where are those black guys going to go? Probably to the internet and vent their frustration. This is what you're starting to see now. And they have nobody to give them the guidance, the support, because their leaders are wearing suits, talking xenophobic on the internet.
So it's an early warning sign months ahead of graduation, but one that youngsters everywhere are probably pretty nervous about, and their parents.
Yeah, if I'm a student right now, after graduation, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go to graduate school right away. I'm not even gonna waste my time um, trying to find a job. I'll just go straight to grad school. That is my recommendation. It might cost a little bit more, but I'll find a graduate assistantship where I teach a course or two, and just stay in school till it gets better.
NBC News senior policy reporter Shannon Pettypiece has been talking to some of them, looking into this. Shannon, I'm hearing it in my real life from college grads all the time. What did these young people tell you about their job searches?
Yeah, I mean, NBC News, we heard from more than 100 recent graduates, and among them, a really dire picture emerged. You noted some of those examples. One woman we talked to had applied to 1,000 jobs and had only gotten 2 interviews.
That's crazy. 1,000 jobs, 2 interviews.
Those who were working said they had to switch fields altogether. They were taking entry-level jobs, making half of what they had expected. And some, even with what you would think would be in-demand degrees like computer science or degrees related to business or finance, couldn't find anything, couldn't even find retail entry-level jobs. And they're struggling. They're living back at home with their parents. They're spending down their savings. Here's a little bit more.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys have gone into the gig economy. So now the gig economy is also oversaturated, which has made Uber start dropping rates. So you see that the Uber drivers are not making the money they used to make. The DoorDashers are not making. They're trying to rely on tips. You notice if you don't tip well, they tend to be angry. There's a few videos that have gone viral of DoorDashers like complaining directly to the people that are not giving them the tips. Buckle up, fellas, man. I don't say this to scare you. I've seen this movie before. Okay, as somebody that had come out of college during that financial crisis, I saw this firsthand, and it's happening.